Have you ever noticed how people talk about turning 70 as if it's the beginning of the end? You'll hear things like, well, everything goes downhill after that, or that's just old age catching up. It's almost as though a silent agreement exists that decline is automatic, unavoidable, and completely outside our control. But here's something most people never hear, and it might shift the way you see the decades ahead. Most of what shortens life after 70 isn't old age. It's habits, beliefs, and slow-moving patterns that feel normal but quietly drain years of vitality. I've spent years studying longevity and observing seniors in clinics, retirement communities, rural towns, big cities, you name it. And the pattern is shockingly clear. The decline many people assume is normal is often preventable. Let me tell you about someone who made this unmistakably obvious. Robert was 74 when he thought his best years were behind him. A lifelong teacher, a gentle spirit, and a dedicated gardener. He was one of those people who always had a story to tell, but suddenly felt like his own story was losing its color. His joints ached every morning. His mind felt foggy. The garden he once loved became a chore. He told me something I will never forget. He said, "I think I'm fading, and I don't know how to stop But the thing is, he wasn't fading. He was coasting on habits that no longer served him, and believing the myths we're all told about ing. Within months, after learning 6 simple secrets, Robert's life looked completely different. His energy returned. His mind cleared. His garden blossomed again, and so did he. And today, I'm sharing those same 6 secrets with you. The ones that countless seniors have used to extend their health, joy, and independence far beyond what they imagine. This isn't about magical pills, expensive routines, or chasing youth. It's about recognizing the real reasons most people decline after 70 and how you can avoid them. The final secret is the one almost everyone overlooks. Stick around for that one, because it may literally shift the number of years you get to enjoy life. Let's dive in. Secret number 1. Move every day, the most underrated longevity tool on earth. Here's a truth almost no one talks about. Most functional decline after 70 isn't caused by age. It's caused by inactivity disguised as rest. Think about it. A body that isn't used slowly forgets how to be used. Muscles shrink, bones weaken, balance decreases, stamina fades, not because the body is old, but because it's under-challenged. Let me paint a picture. There's a woman named Esther I met years ago. She was 79 and lived alone after her husband passed away. For months, she barely left the house. She feared falling, felt stiff, and didn't have the energy she used to. Her daughter begged her to start moving more, but Esther said, "I'm too old to start now." Then one day, her granddaughter invited her on a walk challenge, just 3 minutes around the living room. Esther reluctantly agreed. 3 minutes turned into 5. 5 into a T. By week 3, she was walking to her mailbox. By month 2, she was walking a small hill behind her hoe. Did she suddenly become young again? No. She simply reminded her body how to live. We have this idea that exercise at an older age must look like long walks or gym workouts. But the reality is so much simpler. Movement is medicine. Movement is maintenance. Movement is momentum. It doesn't matter if you start with 10 minutes of slow walking, light stretching, a gentle yoga video, standing up from a chair 10 times, or walking from your front door to your neighbor's mailbox. What matters is consistency. And here's the wild part. Your body responds at any age. Even into your 90s, muscles can grow, balance can improve, the heart can strengthen. Let me bring you back to Robert. Remember him? One of the first changes he made was committing to a 30-minute walk every morning, no matter what. The first few days were tough. His knees complained. His back wasn't thrilled. He ed slowly. But within 3 weeks, something shifted. His stride felt lighter. his breathing steadier, his AC. He softened. 3 months later, he laughed and said, I feel younger at 74 than I did at 68. Daily movement does that. Here's your challenge. Start with 10 minutes. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the day after that. Those 10 minutes can change everything. Because movement tells your body, I still need you. And the body listens. But movement alone isn't the whole story. Secret number 2. Fuel your body with real food and real water. Let's talk about something many seniors don't realize. The body becomes less forgiving with age, but more responsive to good choices. As we get older, our digestive system changes. Our thirst mechanisms dull. Our nutrient absorption slows. That means small mistakes hit harder, but small improvements also pay off faster. Here's how I learned this. I once worked with an 82-year-old man named Leonard, a retired mechanic with a sharp wit. But he was exhausted all the time, struggled with constipation, and felt foggy-headed. He ate the same thing every day, a white bread sandwich for lunch, microwave dinners, and a pastry with coffee in the morning. He wasn't eating junk food in his mind. He was eating easy food. When I asked how much water he drank, he said, water. Maybe a glass every other day? So we made 2 tiny changes. Add 1 extra glass of water in the morning. Swap his pastry for a bowl of oats with berries 3 times a week. Within 10 days, his energy lifted. Within 3 weeks, he said, my brain feels cleaner. Within 3 months, his doctor lowered 2 of his medications. Leonard didn't go on a strict diet. He didn't buy supplements. He didn't count calories. He simply replaced foods that drained him with foods that fed him. That's the point I want you to take away. Healthy eating after 70 isn't about eating less. It's about eating smarter. Here's what your body loves at this stage. Fresh fruits, colorful vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats like olive oil, lean proteins, beans and lentils, plenty of water. And here's what quietly shortens life after 70. Processed snacks, sugary drinks, excessive sodium, meals with long ingredient lists, too much caffeine and too little a tear. Hydration matters even more than most people realize. One study I read showed that many older adults walk around dehydrated without knowing it, leading to fatigue, joint pain, dizziness, confusion, headaches, constipation. Water alone won't fix everything, but it removes countless obstacles that make life harder. Think of water as the oil in your engine. Too little, and everything ends. If you want an easy starting point, try this. Drink 1 glass of water before breakfast every morning. It's simple. It's fast. It works. Now that your body has fuel, let's talk about something equally important. Your connections. Secret number 3, social connections. The lifeline most people underestimate. Loneliness is one of the most dangerous conditions for seniors, and most people have no idea how powerful its impact is. Not because loneliness feels sad, but because loneliness changes your body. It increases stress hormones, weakens immunity, accelerates cognitive decline, and shortens lives. Let me share a story that shows how dramatic the difference can be. A woman named June lived in a small apartment after her husband passed away. She had 2 adult sons, but they lived in different states. She didn't want to bother them, so she kept to hers. Her days were quiet. Too quiet. She told me, some days I don't hear my own voice until the ing. She grew tired, forgetful, detached. Then something unexpected happened. Her neighbor, a woman named Carla, knocked one morning and said, we're starting a little walking group. Come join us. June resisted at first, but Carla insisted. That one invitation changed everything. Within weeks, June had a circle of friends who walked with her 3 times a week. They shared recipes. They traded jokes. They reminded each other to show up. Her energy returned. Her memory sharpened. Her sense of purpose bloomed again. The transformation was emotional to witness. See, humans aren't built to live alone. We are wired for connection, deeply, biologically, permanently. And you don't need dozens of friends. You just need a few meaningful relationships that make life feel shared. Here are simple ways to build that connection. Join a walking or gardening group. Attend a weekly class or workshop. Call one friend every Wednesday. Volunteer once a week. Join a book club. Schedule a monthly lunch with someone. Even chatting with NEI. Bores counts. Connection doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be. Be consistent. And when you combine connection with movement and nutrition, aging starts to look different. But there's another silent force working against you if you're not careful. Secret number 4. Manage stress before it manages you. Most people think stress is emotional, but stress is physical, and its effects show up everywhere. Stress raises blood pressure, weakens immunity, causes inflammation, disrupts sleep, and accelerates the aging process. I've seen it over and over. A senior who looks old often looks that way because of unrelieved stress. Let me tell you about Maria. Maria was 72, a widow, and spent most of her time caring for her 2 teenage grandkids. She loved them, but the responsibility weighed heavily. She was constantly worried about money, about their future, about her health. She told me she felt like she was aging 5 years every year. When I asked what she did to relax, she said, "Relax. I don't have time for that." We changed one thing. Every night, she spent 10 minutes doing deep breathing before bed. At first she scoffed, saying, "Breathing won't fix my problems." But she did it. Anyway, after 3 nights, she slept better. After 2 weeks, she felt calmer. After 2 months, she said, "I feel like someone took a weight off my shoulders." Stress doesn't disappear, but your body becomes better at handling it. Here are 3 stress relievers seniors swear by. Deep breathing, slow inhale, slow exhale, guided meditation videos, calming hobbies, gardening, puzzles, knitting, gentle stretching in the evening, journaling worries. Before bed, you only need a few minutes a day to see benefits. But even if you manage stress perfectly and stay active, there's another pitfall that shortens life. After 70. Secret number 5. Be proactive with your health before problems build up. This secret alone has saved countless lives. Most seniors wait until something goes wrong to see a doctor, but many conditions show no symptoms until they become dangerous. Things like high blood pressure, rising cholesterol, early heart issues, diabetes, kidney problems, early cancers. These don't always announce themselves. They creep quietly. But when caught early, they're often highly treatable, sometimes with simple lifestyle adjustments. I once met a man named Dennis, age 76. He felt fine, no pain, no concerns. But during a routine checkup, his doctor found he had high blood pressure and early signs of kidney strain. Dennis said, "If I hadn't come in, I wouldn't have known anything was wrong." He made a few changes, less sodium, more walking, better sleep, and reversed the issues before they became life-threatening. That's the power of staying ahead. Think of proactive healthcare as preventative maintenance, the same way you maintain a home or car. If you tighten one screw today, you prevent a major repair later. This is your reminder to schedule regular physical exams, get blood pressure checked, monitor cholesterol, ask about bone density tests, stay up to date with screening. Your future self will thank you. And now, the final secret, the one that may matter more than all the others. Secret number 6. Find a purpose that pulls you forward. The most overlooked longevity factor. This might be the most important lesson of all. Purpose isn't just emotional, it's biological. When you have a reason to wake up each morning, your brain fires differently. Your body responds differently. Your choices become healthier. People with purpose live longer. People with purpose recover faster. People with purpose stay mentally sharp. R. Let me tell you about Evely. N. Evelyn was 85 when her husband passed away. She was heartbroken, lonely, and drifting. Days blurred together. She slept too much, ate too little. Nothing felt meaningful. L. One day, her church hosted a craft fair, and the coordinator asked if Evelyn could help sew small quilts for newborns at the local hospital. She said yes, mostly to keep her hands busy. But that simple yes changed everything. Sewing gave her a routine, a community, a purpose, a sense of contribute. Every stitch felt like a small act of love. Every finished quilt felt like a victory. Evelyn lit up again. Her eyes became brighter. She laughed more. She walked more. She ate better. She lived with attention. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What makes me feel needed? What gives my day structure? What have I always wanted to try? Your purpose might be writing your memoirs, volunteering, teaching a skill, joining a club, caring for a pet, learning a new hobby, helping your community. Your purpose can evolve. It can shift. It can be small, but it muse. Be present. Purpose fuels life. Purpose protects life. Purpose extends life. You might have heard about anti-aging drugs, things like metformin or rapamycin. They're constantly popping up in headlines, and many people are curious. Here's the truth. They're interesting, they're being studied, and some early data is promising, but none of them replace the 6 secrets you just learned. If you want to live long and live well, it won't come from a pill. It will come from your daily habits, the ones that shape your body, your mind, and your future. Your next 7 days. Let's make this practica. L. Here's your simple 1-week roadmap. Day 1. Walk 10 minutes. Day 2. Add 1 fruit or veggie. Day 3. Call 1 person you've been meaning to connect with. Day 4. Do 5 minutes of deep breathing. Day 5. Drink a full glass of water before breakfast. Day 6. Do a gentle stretching routine before bed. Day 7. Schedule a checkup if you've been postponing it. Small steps. Big changes. Our results. Your turn. What will you commit to? Now I have one question, and it's the most important part of this entire video. What is one small commitment you're making after watching this? A 10-minute walk? An extra glass of water? Calling a friend? Taking up a hobby? Scheduling a checkup? Share it in the comments. Not just for yourself, but because someone else reading it might feel inspired to. Do the same. If this video brought you value, give it a like. If you want more wisdom to keep your body strong, your mind sharp, and your life joyful, hit subscribe. Join our growing community of people determined to live their best years, not behind them, but in front of them. And before you go, think of one person who needs to hear this message today. Send it to them. You could change their life, just like Rob RT changed his. Thank you for being here. Stay healthy, stay hopeful, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video.